Hi there, in today's video I'm going to talk about some things that I've been working on this week. There is going to be a new mystery knit-along, critters, update on the blanket, and some thoughts on Dollar Tree yarn. We're going to start over here with this Miss Babs yarn. This is always nice. She always includes her schedule for the upcoming year. I looked into some of these places to see how close they were to me in Pennsylvania. Pretty tempted to go to most of them. We are definitely going to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. That's May 3rd and 4th in West Friendship, Maryland. That is super close to where I live. I live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, if you're new here. And it's always nice because whenever you buy yarn from Miss Babs, they always include a little mini skein and a stitch marker. And the stitch marker was on this little bookmark, which is always nice. It had been a long time since I had ordered from them, and it was nice that some things hadn't changed. Their yarn, of course, their beautiful yarn has not changed at all. This is the little kit that I picked. It's a mystery knit-along called Only Yarn in the Building, and it is designed by Mary Annarella. And there are many different dyers that you can get the yarn for. I decided to go with Miss Babs. This is where I saw it on her site, and I just thought, you know what, it would be really fun to do a mystery knit along. I've done them in the past. You usually get a clue a week, clue every 2 weeks. It's always a set schedule. And right now there is a discount code for the pattern because the knit along hasn't started yet. I'll put a link in the description of this video in case you're interested in checking that out. It's over on Ravelry. It's free to sign up, I believe. I've had my Ravelry. Yeah, it is free to sign up. I was thinking like when I first signed up for Ravelry, you had to be approved, but now I'm pretty sure you can hop on over there. There's lots of free patterns, knitting and crocheting. Lots of information on yarn. It's a great website. So I got I picked this one. There's a whole bunch on Miss Babs that you can choose. I've never seen the TV show, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect, and I wanted to do something different outside my little comfort zone. So these are greens, and then this is probably going to be a highlight color, this dark maroon. It is called, what are you called? It's on the back here. Bougainvillea. Beautiful, beautiful color. This took me way too long. I'm out of practice to wind this in a cake. This is bothering me. I'm going to probably need to wind it. This side looks better. Wind it again on my cake winder. Then I was thinking last night, why did I have such trouble taking this out and winding it up? And then I remembered my dad made me a skein winder. So I think I'm going to get that out of storage and hopefully use that to cake this up in a more timely manner, because last time it took a little bit too long. This one is Palm Valley. Oh, get in focus there. Fallon Beach. Maybe Palin Beach. And this one is Dunk. Get that in focus. Sorry about that. So dark, dark green. I do like greens. They're just not my first choice. I usually pick like oranges and yellows. So I'm super excited about that. I think her patterns, I looked at her patterns before I dove into this, and I really like her how the shawls look. It's going to be a shawl, and that's very exciting. The first clue drops on February 21st, so you'll be seeing updates on how that's going in upcoming videos. And speaking of videos, I went live 2 days ago, but my last video was 9 days ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do a standalone video. So if you missed me going live, you can always look under the live playlists and catch the replay. All right, I've been working on Allen Dart patterns. I made 2 cats. Those sold over on Whatnot, and then I made this little, I'm calling it a Persian kitty because it is fuzzy. I'm filming this early in the morning, so the light from the kitchen is kind of casting a shadow. This is a vintage pin that I picked up when I was out thrifting, and I think in my excitement I didn't realize the top was broken, but I think if you wear it this way with that little breakage on top, it doesn't look like, oh, you have a broken pin. It looks part of the design. This is the same pattern, the feline, let's see, kitty knitting club. That's the same pattern, but because of the different yarn, it came out a little bit shorter, which I liked. And I also seamed it up. This is the pearl side. You can kind of see the little bumps there. This is the pearl side to make it more fuzzy. And then I did take one of, we have a dog comb. I have 4 dogs. I took one of their combs and lightly kind of fluffed up the yarn. And I actually used the yarn from the Dollar Tree to make this. This is called Just Chenille. No, it's this one. This is the one I got. This is called Premier Just Yarn Teddy. And that was the same yarn that I made for the cat. Only $1.25. Kind of surprising that this nice yarn worked out well. Oh, look, there's some remnants of his. I was going to see if he wanted whiskers, but I decided not to do whiskers from his eye and his nose surgery. This yarn worked up really nicely. There's not a lot in here, only 109 yards, and you can see I used up pretty much all of it. But it is nice to know that one skein can make one little critter within reason. I think it turned out super cute. It does stand on its own, and this will be up for sale on my Whatnot show on Friday. I really love making animals, and people on Whatnot seem to like them, so it's a win-win. And I am going to be part of an Asian-themed raid train on the 22nd, actually the day after the shawl starts. And I wanted to find some Asian animals that are native to Asian countries. And so we have elephant. This is going to be for the sale. The turtle was just for fun. I have the body knit up, and I was going to video myself seaming this body up, but I work really close to my face, I noticed. So I thought, well, we'll just show them in parts. So I started to seam this up because I knew I was going to make this video this morning. Let's move this over to the side here. But then I realized I needed, I need pipe cleaners for his trunk. So on the live, I did show this. I hadn't fluffed him up yet, hadn't stuffed him, but you get an idea. And I made a leg on the live, which was exciting, I guess. I was excited because, look, it makes little toenails. So there's 4 legs, obviously. So I need straws. I think we have straws. And you put straws inside the legs to keep them sturdy. You also stuff the straws, I think, with extra yarn to make them sturdy as well. There's his last leg. He's standing on his last leg. You can kind of get an idea of what he looks like. Here are his ears. He's going to be even cuter than he is now. Right now he's a little flat, but I don't have any pipe cleaners, and that is for his trunk, because then you can angle his trunk, and it is also for his tusks, because you can angle the tusks so they kind of curve up more and are more elephant-like. I've never made this type of animal before. I've always made mice, which are very similar to the cat pattern. So it's exciting to do something new. And then I thought, well, because I was going to film that, so I thought, well, I'll just start another animal. So I started a turtle. I got the shell done, and I see, oh, that's the bottom. I was showing you the bottom the whole time. This is the top of the shell, and you sew those together. And then you make, I have them all over here. I'm doing this one-handed here. I have all the legs. Here are all the little legs, and then here is the turtle neck and head, and that just sticks out, so they're attached to the bottom. I started to stuff it as per the directions, and then I realized it was getting just puffy on both ends, looked like a little piece of bread. So what I am going to do with the mice, I should get the mouse over here too. Let me go get the mouse real quick. Hold on. Okay, I've changed it to my tripod. I think you can kind of see a leg. Yeah, that's a leg for my tripod. So I can use both my hands. All right, so as I was saying before, I was stuffing this last night. This is the top, this is the bottom, and it says stuff firmly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sew the head and the legs to the shell. And then there's this piece here that goes around to kind of make it look more turtle shaped and not like a piece of bread. And this was just starting to get puffier and puffier, obviously, because there's no set structure. And then I thought, well, in the morning I'm going to do like I do with the mice. And then I realized I didn't have my mouse. So here is my mouse that I have. There we go. I made, it's breakfast time. Who's eating over there? Charlie's eating the dog food. I have 4 dogs. I have a Pomeranian, a Shih Tzu, a Bulldog, and a Boston Terrier Cavalier mix. So that's the little Pom eating breakfast, if you hear any chewing. I decided last night that what I'll do with the mice is what I do with the turtle, what I do with the mice, and that is add a piece of cardboard here, because this is all one piece and this tends to get real roundy too. And so I learned that trick of putting a piece of cardboard under here, and that keeps this looking flat. This I also made for the Asian themed train. So far I have a Chinese themed mouse, and I'll have an Asian elephant. And I think she turned out beautifully. When I did the live video, I sprayed this with hairspray as per Alan Dart's suggestions in his pattern. And so I did that live on that video. And it's not super stiff, but you can see it's more flat without losing the definition of the stitches and stuff. Like if you had steamed that kind of would have all kind of melted away. Excuse me. Plus, you run the risk of melting your yarn if you apply heat. So that worked out nice. We'll stick her, let's see, let's put her right here so we have her to look at. So I'm going to do that with the bottom of the turtle. Let's see, you can see the size difference. Here we can kind of prop them up there. They can hang out with us. So that is what I'm going to try to do, and I'll film that, probably film once I get all the pipe cleaners. I didn't really, because I also need a pipe cleaner for the turtle's neck as well, turtleneck, to make him not posable, but to pose him in a nice place. So let's move all of the elephants. This took the longest, and so it's a nice size little, just the right size, I think, critter. Let's go into this yarn here that they are hiding against, this basket of yarn. This is all yarn, as I got this yarn earlier, I talked about, from the Dollar Tree. And when I was first knitting, before I took my long extended break, I was like, I'm a yarn snob. I will never use cheap yarn. But this is cheap yarn, and it's actually super soft. So within the 5 or 6 years, it's technically I think it was 6, but it's easier to just say 5. In the 5-year break that I took from knitting, yarn has completely changed. It's softer and not as squeaky. I didn't like yarn before that was cheap because it always felt squeaky on the needles. That's what I always said to myself. But maybe I was just being snobby and not giving it a chance at the time. So these are all chenille, and I thought they would be good cat or mouse colors. And it's all the same. I have not used the chenille, but the teddy was easy. The only drawback to using this is when I sewed this, these seams completely disappear, and I had to take that off because it was too low at first, and I had to take it off to reposition it. And I mean, you can, well, this is all one piece, but these are attached, but you can see that the seams are pretty much invisible. And then this is seamed up here, if you can believe it. Looks like the tail's like coming right at you. So you have to be super careful with sewing up the chenille because the seams disappear, as opposed to using the regular yarn where the seam, let's see, I can feel it. The seam, this is actually off to the side a little bit. It should be right here. But I don't think that matters. I think it's going to be okay. Don't tell anyone. But this seam to this dress is right here. I can feel the little thickness. So that you can see, like right here, there, you can see how I started it. It's not quite perfect. It should be a little bit tighter, but you can at least find the seam on that on this teddy yarn. Oh, it was like impossible. It was like I was blind. So that was one drawback. So it'll be interesting to see how this knits up with mice or cats, and what I think of that. And then also, oh, I have one more, black. This will be hard just because it's black. But if you knit with a white or a light background, it helps you not go insane while you're trying to find all of your stitches. All right, that's my note about the mystery knit-along. I wanted to make sure I got the designer's name correct. Let's see, where's my other button? Oh, it was hiding under the blanket. These I just want to highlight. These I got from, let me zoom you in here. These I got from my friend Kate. She is Follow That Bug Vintage here on YouTube. She is also a reseller. She specializes, her videos specialize in going to antique malls. I go to thrift stores and some antique malls, as well as family adventures, with traveling adventures with my family. But I'm more of a thrift store reseller, and she is more of an antique, which is fun. There's room for everybody. And on one of her whatnot sales, she was selling these check buttons. And of course, oh, my black light's over there. Hold on. She was selling these check buttons. I didn't realize how big they are. It's even better that they're bigger in real life. So I bought 2 of the ladybugs and this little pansy. And if you are not familiar with uranium glass, hold on to your hats. Look at that glow. These glow like crazy. Aren't those amazing? That's so cool. And my first thought was, when I bought them, was to put them on a critter. To add it to a critter, I think would be super cute. But now I'm enjoying them at the moment. That's what we always say when we like something that we buy. I'll enjoy it for now, and then I'll move it on. But I think that would be super sweet to have one of these on a little critter, just like I did that button. Let me bring you back out here. Wouldn't that be cool? And then it glows like crazy. It's so, well, with that white, it's a little bit too much. So let's look at it again. They're so cool. It is green, green, green. So she doesn't normally have, it's not like you can buy those. She'll have them for sale every sale. I just wanted to highlight where I got these and how cool they were. But you never know. She might come across another whole bunch of check buttons and have them for a future sale. Here's my temperature blanket. There we go. Those are the temperatures, the differences, 25 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and so on and so forth. And today is the 13th, and so I still have to do yesterday's, but I did get caught up yesterday, and this is what it looks like. Very, very pretty. We did have some warm days here, and now we're getting into, it's all mint and alfalfa, so between 25 to 41 degrees out here. I just think it's so much fun. It's a very, very kind of wonky in the very beginning, but once you get a couple of days into it, this is 11 days into the month, I do the highs and the lows. It's turning out. I just find it really enjoyable. Here comes my bulldog, if you hear any shuffling in the background. I think when they see me holding the camera, they're like, it's like when little kids see, when you're little and your mom would get on the phone and then all of a sudden you needed your mom's help. I think that's what they see when I get the phone out and start talking to the phone. Time to come over and start eating. There is an update on all of my projects I'm working on, and if you would ask me which one am I most excited about, I would say all of them. I'm excited about seeing how the elephant turns out, the turtle. I think I'm going to do a snake next. I do need pipe cleaners definitely for that, because you coil up the snake so it kind of has some life to it, just not a worm. I am excited about doing a mystery knit-along. And the thing that I like about those is you have no idea what the project looks like, but I did, as I say, I looked at her past patterns, I looked at other patterns she has out, and I really like the style of her pattern, so I think this is going to be very exciting to how's it working. And then you can, on Ravelry, you can join groups for the mystery knit along, and sometimes they'll say spoilers, so if you really can't stand it anymore, you can look over there to see what the clue will look like. That also is helpful if you're stuck. I mean, sometimes if you see it visually, you're like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. I'm excited about that. And of course, my ongoing temperature blanket. And I do have some other, I have the rainbow shawl I'm still working on. I have the cat crochet bag I kind of put off to the side a little bit for now. I did get all of the cats. I just need to do the handle, and then I need to repeat it for the other side. So I do always have something to do to keep me busy and out of trouble. Let me know what you've been up to this week in the comments below. Bye!